we hit. Give me that with the stick. Give me that with the key. I get that money like blow. I'm in it full of me. I do this in my sleep. Shawty tell me she so geek. Shawty tell me she so geek. I'm in it in her fleet.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Sportsology Podcast with Matthew and Jack. How are you feeling today, Jack?
I'm feeling pretty good. Ready to talk some Week 11 football, NFL football. Seems weird saying Week 11 already.
Yeah, I know. It's going by fast.
And then after that, we'll give you our picks, who we think is going to win each game, and then we'll get into our fantasy league that we're in.
Yeah, sounds good. So I'll start off with the picks. Go down the line. I guess we'll go back and forth, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so matchup 1, I got to go with the Cowboys. I mean, I think they're just – Detroit could make money worth, but I don't think they're going to pull it off. What do you have?
Yeah, so it's Cowboys-Lions. The line is 6.5, minus 6.5 for Dallas. It's in Detroit. I actually think the Lions could make this one interesting, even though they do have Jeff Driscoll and a quarterback because Matthew Stafford's out for the second straight week. But I think the Cowboys are just going to be too much. The Lions have the 30th ranked defense in the league.
Yeah, no, Zeke is going to eat up on that defense.
Yeah, Amari Cooper I think is going to have a big day. I don't see any way that the Lions come out of this one on top.
Yeah, and then second matchup, Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. I'm going to go with the Jaguars. That might make people think why the Jaguars, but Jacoby Brissett, I believe, is playing this week, but I think that a week off may find him having some trouble early, and I think Jacksonville with Nick Foles coming back behind the center is going to be, I think he's going to have something to prove. I hope he does well this week.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how Nick Foles plays in his first game back from week 1 after that injury. The Colts, they look a little shaky after that loss to the Dolphins, but I think I'm going to take the Colts. I think Jacoby Brissett's going to play like you said, and then with Marlon Mack in the backfield, even though they won't have T.Y. Hilton, I think they could pull this one off. It's at home, so they'll have that advantage. And I think it's all going to depend on if Jacoby Brissett plays in that one.
Do you think, is that pick based off Jacoby Brissett outplaying Nick Foles or Nick Foles not playing well in the, like, do you think it's Nick Foles Jacoby Brissett battle, or you think it's more of a team battle?
I don't know if it's necessarily quarterback battle. I just don't think I can pick the Jags right now because it's Nick Foles' first game back since week 1. So right. I got to go with what I know and what I've been seeing, which is Jacoby Brissett with Marlon Mack in that offensive attack.
Alrighty. So third matchup, we have Buffalo at Miami. I think me and Jack won't argue on this one. I gotta go with Buffalo. They looked good. Even the game against the Patriots, neither team looked good when they played the Patriots, but they gave the Patriots a little. Tom Brady had trouble in that game, so I definitely see the Buffalo not having a problem with Miami.
Yeah, I was a little tempted to go with the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Have them win their third straight week in a row, but it's not gonna happen. This Bills defense is top tier, and even though Fitzmagic has been putting together some games the past couple weeks.
Gotta love Fitzmagic.
Gotta love him and his beard, but I think Josh Allen's going to go in there and kind of light up this Dolphins defense.
Yeah, couldn't disagree. And then we got Denver at Minnesota at 1 o'clock. I'm going to have to go with Minnesota. Joe Flacco's been struggling with Denver, and they just really haven't found any good points in their offense or their defense. I mean, Von Miller hasn't played good at all this year either, so I got to go with Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, rushing beast. It's in Minneapolis. I don't see any trouble in Minnesota's way.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think the Vikings come out on top. They're 4-0 at home this year. It's at home, which is a good advantage for them. They're a 10-point favorite in this one. I think they're going to get Adam Thielen back, which is a big upgrade for their offense. We saw them struggle just a tiny bit against Dallas without Thielen, only having Diggs. But like you said, I think with Dalvin Cook in the backfield, I think the Vikings will easily win this game against the Broncos.
Yeah. So next one, we got Saints at Tampa Bay. I'm going to make my first big upset. I'm going to say the Bucs are going to pull this one out. I just got a report that Marcus Lattimore will not play because of an injury. Last time they played, Marcus Lattimore played insane against Mike Evans, held him to 0 yards. And Mike Evans and Godwin are the two main guys for Tampa Bay, and they're lighting it up this year. So I think with Lattimore out, Mike Evans will have a little more room to play. And New Orleans came up with a terrible loss against Atlanta last week, and I don't think they're going to pull this one back. I think Tampa Bay has a really good offense. It just depends if Tampa Bay's defense can make a couple stops. What do you think?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one. Lavav and Connor Walsh are always talking about Marshawn Lattimore, how he's the best cornerback in the league.
Can't disagree.
I swear Connor always mentions Marshawn Lattimore shutting down Mike Evans. Anytime we have an argument about who's the best cornerback, it's Marshawn Lattimore because he held Mike Evans to 0 yards.
Yeah.
But I'm going to still have to go with the Saints. I don't think – obviously Marshawn Lattimore affects the game. I don't think he's going to affect the game that much to a point where they're going to lose because they don't have him. I think with Drew Brees back for a second straight week, I think they're going to bounce back big after that loss to the Falcons. They're going to come out and show the real team that they are because everyone's questioning, are they as good as we think they are? And I think they're going to prove that on Sunday.
Yeah. All right, so 6th matchup that we got is Washington against New York Jets. Being a Redskins fan, I'm going to say the Redskins. I think they can pull this one off. They named Dwayne Haskins in the midweek as their starter now for the rest of the season. I think Dwayne doesn't have anything to lose going against the Jets. Instead, he's got something to prove. So I think he's going to come out this week, do well for us. We shouldn't have too much trouble, but, both teams are not looking too great so far this season, Jack.
Yeah, so you can't make this pick based off previous weeks because Jets, they're 0-4 away. The Redskins are 0-4 at home. So who's going to get their first win in that category for each team? I'm a fan of the Redskins, but with Dwayne Haskins, he hasn't shown anything all year. I think I got to go with the Jets.
Wow, big one.
I don't pick the teams I like. I pick the teams I think are going to win.
I mean, Dwayne Haskins got nothing to lose in this game. You don't think he's going to come out?
But they don't.
I mean, he's got nothing to win at the same time, but, I mean, if he puts up a good performance, it's a win that they could put some confidence into a young quarterback.
They don't let him throw the ball down the field, though. Like, when was the last time they threw
but this is the first time he's playing as being named the starter. You don't think that helps confidence a little bit?
Well, he was named the starter the past 2 weeks. The Bills
I know,
game.
but now they announced him finally that he's going to be playing.
I got to say, as long as I see on ESPN the tickets are as low as $7, I'm never picking the Redskins if that's their home stadium.
All right, we'll have to see. All right, so next matchup, we got Atlanta versus Carolina. I'm going to go another upset. I'm going to say Atlanta. They got a big win coming off of the Saints. I think that maybe Matt Ryan's starting to feel a little better, even though they're going to go look at Colin Kaepernick. Did you see that, Jack? Colin Kaepernick is coming to Atlanta for a workout.
See that, yeah.
I think Matt Ryan could pull off this win. Obviously, you got Christian McCaffrey on the other side of the ball that's just wrecking it up, trying to gain more MVP votes, but I could see Atlanta winning in a shootout.
Yeah, like you said, I think this has the potential to become a shootout. Even though the Panthers, they have a top 20, top 15 defense, the Falcons, their defense is horrible, so I think definitely has the potential to become a shootout. I can't go against the Panthers with Christian McCaffrey. He's almost 1,000 rushing yards already on the season.
Yeah, I don't believe
Hasn't even been 11 weeks. It's only been 10. And in one of my 4 fantasy leagues, I'm starting Kyle Allen. I think he's one of the players that's gonna go off this week. It's in North Carolina. I can't go against the Panthers in this one.
Alrighty, so probably the matchup of the week that people are going to be watching at 1 o'clock, Houston versus Baltimore in Baltimore. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think that you could go either side of the ball, but so far what I've seen with Lamar Jackson, he's just playing too well. Their defense is starting to come together now as the weeks go on, and Houston's a high-scoring team with Deshaun Watson playing good this year, but DeAndre Hopkins really hasn't helped them that much through the air, so I can't see Houston winning this one, but I think it will be another shootout. I could see this game being an offensive game, a quarterback duel, Deshaun Watson versus Lamar Jackson, rather than some good defense around the ball. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, so the last time Deshaun Watson matched up against Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson won. I think it was a 3 or 4 point win it was Clemson versus Louisville.
Yep.
And I think that's going to happen again on Sunday. I think the Texans are going to come out and win. Even though the Ravens have been on an absolute tear, I think Deshaun Watson just finds a way to make it happen. I think it's going to come down to the last drive, no matter who has the ball. I think it's going to be a Texans stop or a Texans score to take the lead. Baltimore's favored by 4 points in this game. Like I said, I think it's going to be a one-possession game throughout the entire game. But yeah, I think Deshaun Watson finally puts an end to this Lamar Jackson tear we've been seeing.
So again, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked for Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Is this a quarterback duel? Is this whatever quarterback plays better, or is it going to come down to whoever gets the most defensive stops? What is it going to be?
On the outside looking in, it definitely looks like it could be a quarterback battle. I think the better of the two defenses is going to be the Ravens. So I think if the Ravens can find a way to not shut down this Texans offense, because I don't think there's really a way to do that, but if they can limit the amount of points that they score to maybe under 30, I think then the Ravens will win. But like I said, I don't see that happening. So yeah, I think it could be a quarterback battle.
Yeah, I think it will most definitely be a quarterback battle. I saw a report that Marquise Brown may not play, so that we could take that into account that Lamar Jackson does love to find Marquise Brown. He's one of their top targets, so we'll see how that one goes. But it should be a good one.
Both wide receivers, Marquise Brown and Chris Moore, are both listed as questionable for Sunday.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so let's go to Arizona at San Francisco. Again, another matchup that I don't think me and Jack are going to question. Obviously, the last time they played Arizona, they had a little trouble. Chase Edmonds went off the week that David Johnson couldn't play, but I got to go with San Francisco. No doubt in my mind that they're going to bring out a win after a hard loss to Seattle last week.
Yeah, so you've picked a couple upsets. I haven't picked any yet. I don't think so. I'm going to go with Cardinals in this one. I cannot support my man Smear's team anymore. I've done it for too many weeks. They've won too many weeks.
You've had enough.
I'm going against him. I'm picking the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray's going to have a big day somehow. I don't know how. This 49ers defense is pretty good. I think he's going to go off somehow. Maybe Tevin Coleman's going to go off. I don't know. Someone's going to go off.
I would consider it a hot take. I don't know.
This is a hot take. Dropping hot takes on the Sportology podcast. Heard it here first. Cardinals winning. I don't know what the score is going to be. I don't know who's going off. They're just going to win.
Alrighty. Let's go into the Cincinnati-Oakland game. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I don't have anything to say about that game. AJ Green's still not playing. I have nothing to say.
So Moscow was trying to trade me the other day. He was trying to trade me Joe Mixon for Tyler Boyd. And I said, no, they're both on the Bengals. They both fucking suck. I'm not taking either of them. I was actually thinking about dropping Joe Mixon the other week because they're both awful. Going with the Raiders. Both teams suck. No, both teams don't suck. The Raiders are fine.
Raiders aren't that bad, but yeah.
The Bengals suck. I'm
not going to watch a game 425. The game I'm going to watch 425 is New England versus Philadelphia, which I could see being a good game, but I'm still going to have to go with the Patriots on this one. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Patriots also. I can't really go against the Patriots. I know they lost to the Ravens the other week, but those are two great teams.
When are you ever going to root for NFC East?
No,
division
never.
rival?
You can't.
Never.
But I think... So I have Patriots defense in my fantasy team. I'm starting them this week. But I also have Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz, the dynamic duo on that Eagles defense or offense. So and I'm benching both of them. So that kind of tells you what I'm thinking about that matchup. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Alrighty, let's get into the Sunday night matchup. Like we said on the last episode of the podcast, one of them games that you look at the schedule at the beginning of the year and you say, "Oh, I can't wait for the Chicago versus LA game." But I'm gonna have to say that the Bears are going to win this one in a very boring defensive matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Bears are going to get maybe one or two defensive touchdowns and then wrap it up against the Rams because the Rams' offense is non-existent right now. But you know whose offense is existent, even though they lost the other week, is the Chiefs. No matter what, I think they put up 30 points a game. And they're going against this Chargers team in Mexico City Monday night. Who do you think is going to win that game?
I think it's the Chiefs. I was going to pick the Chargers, but I got to go with my fantasy quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. I think he's going to bring it home. Phillip Rivers is struggling way too much for me to pick the Chargers over the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I'm going to go to the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to not bounce back because he had a great game on Sunday, but the whole team's going to bounce back after that loss to the Titans, and they're going to grab this one on Monday night. So now that we've gone through all the Week 11 matchups, we're going to quickly go through our fantasy matchups this week because we have about 3 minutes left of the show. So, Matthew, who are you playing this week, and what do you think the outcome's going to be?
No shockers for my lineup. I got Patrick Mahomes, Dalvin Cook, Melvin Gordon, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, Hunter Henry, Sammy Watkins, Colts D, and Greg Zuerlein. I'm playing against Samir this week, so it's going to be an easy win. I'm projecting a 30-point win. How's your team looking this week, Jack?
Yeah, I'm projected 110. I have Chris Carson and Devonta Adams on bye, so I got to kind of plug and play some players. I'm going to start Jameson Crowder at my flex. They're playing Washington. I think he's going to have a big day. And then I'm also starting Joe Mixon, who I said was awful early in the podcast, but just got to play him. Big name. Playing against Oakland. Don't have a great run defense. Playing Ben, who puts up big numbers but always finds a way to lose. So I'm hoping that can be me this week. Not be me, but hopefully I can put up big numbers.
Put up big numbers while he puts up big numbers
yeah.
and you win. Yeah, I got
exactly.
You. All right, do you see any shockers this week in the scoreboard other than our games? So,
yeah,
Team Lavoski versus Connors is a big week. If Connor can win, he can put some pressure on Thomas's team. Do you think he's going to pull it off? I mean, 2.6 from James Conner and 9.2 from Nick Chubb. What do you think about that? I think Lavoski's going to make the win no matter what.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Lavav is going to win just because of the running backs on Connor's team not going. They didn't play too well on Thursday night, so I'm gonna have to go with Lavav's team. I think it's a very interesting matchup though, because if Connor loses this game, I think he's out. I don't know about you.
No, I think he's out for sure. I mean, he's got a hard schedule coming up, so yeah, I think we both agree on that one. I think Moscow's gonna get another win against Connor. Connor's got Russell Wilson and. Who's the other player he's got on bye? Russell Wilson and...
Connor has Aaron Jones on bye.
Yeah, Russell Wilson and Aaron Jones on bye. Nothing he can do. He's playing the best player in the league. And then Fave and Thomas. I think Dave's going to come up with the win. I don't know. Thomas's team has been struggling the last couple of weeks. Again, if Thomas can win this game, he can pretty much seal that playoff spot that he's wanted since the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Going back to the Moscow-Connor matchup, we were talking about all these games in the Week 11 overview. So Moscow's Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin, who are on the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Ravens. Those are three teams that we said it could be a shootout game. We said that the Baltimore-Houston game could be shootout, Carolina-Atlanta could be shootout, and Tampa Bay-New Orleans could potentially be a shootout. So his team has the potential to go off for one of those 180 weeks, I think. So I wouldn't be too surprised if I see that.
Yeah, so I think that wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you on Sunday afternoon right before the Sunday night game. And, yeah, it was a good time talking to you, Jack.
Yeah, this was fun. Hopefully you guys will give us feedback on these couple podcasts that we've released. And we'll try and get more out to you soon. So
we'll see you later.
Yeah, I know myself far too well to be a stranger of pain. Despite it all, we remain in the same. I'm just changing the game. Heart pure, never tainted with fame. Straight ahead, I'ma stay in my lane. Never switching courses. Life's amazing, shit is gorgeous. Looking at the bigger picture portrait, and I smile wide. Performed a song and the crowd cried. How can I lie? I'm tearing up as I'm starting to stare in y'all eyes.